Welcome back, guys, to the Football Corner, where we do our podcast exclusively from a corner. Let me ditch the glasses real quick so we don't get any reflection on there. I did do a video last week, guys, so for the 4 or 5 people that watch this, I apologize. I was a little busy last week, and I couldn't record a video, so I did not get any predictions done. Maybe that was the week I was going to go 16-0. We will never know. But other than that, I'm just going to jump right into this because I am tired. I just had a nice meal with some fall-off-the-bone ribs from Texas Roadhouse, which were pretty good. I also ate probably 150 of those yeast rolls. I mean, those are hands down the best, bread that any restaurant gives out, hands down, right there. They take the cake. Coming in second would be like Olive Garden's breadsticks or Red Lobster's rolls there too are pretty good. Pretty nice. So let's get into this exciting week of football. A lot going on as usual. We're kind of like almost midway. And it's exciting. You know, we're coming up on the trade deadline pretty soon, so we'll see if any stars get traded, which probably will happen because it happens like every year, you know. So, yeah. We're starting off with a banger. Like always on Thursday night, they just picked the best games possible for us to watch. We have the Giants and the Eagles. Now, this game has a lot of playoff implications, like a ton. That's what I'm saying. They put really good games on Thursday night. The Giants at 1-5, and the Eagles at 1-4-1. I mean, they're basically a game away from leading the division. So for them, both of these teams, it's really big. All right. I mean, this is a big game for them. They'd be tied for the division, right, at wins with the Cowboys at 2. So we'll see what happens with that division. Arguably the worst division I've ever seen in my entire life. I like the Eagles here. They just put up 28 points against the Ravens last week. Pretty good game. Almost come back to win it. I wish they did win it, but they didn't. The Giants also getting their first dub last week, which was really good for them, you know, beating the football team. You know which one I'm talking about. I like the Giants. I think their defense is actually slightly underrated. They're pretty decent on defense. And I like the coaching staff that they have there. You know, anyone from the Patriots is just cool. But Joe Judge, he does seem like a really good coach. And Giants fans should be happy with the future. Got a lot of nice things. You know, who knows if Daniel Jones will be the quarterback. I hope so. I don't like to see guys, you know, do 2 years and then get off the team. You know, you need like 4 years at least to see if the guy's going to pan out. So hopefully they retain him and they don't go take Trevor Lawrence. I think it would be a good game. I think the Giants will find ways to stay involved in this game. But ultimately, I think the Eagles have this. They beat the 49ers, who are a decent team, even with all the injuries, and went toe-to-toe with the Ravens. I think that the Eagles are going to take this. 34-24. Moving on to the best game of the weekend, maybe a little biased. The Steelers-Titans game, the battle of the unbeatens. Titans are 5-0. Steelers are 5-0. This game was supposed to happen a few weeks ago, right? Supposed to happen a few weeks ago. Didn't because of COVID. They had a little outbreak there on the Titans. We had our bye early. It is what it is. It would have been, let's see, this is week 7, so it would have been next week, our bye. So, you know what? Let's go beat them for that. I think that's why the Steelers need to beat them, is because they made us take our bye early. But realistically, I think this game, I know the NFL doesn't do this always, and they'll do it later in the season. They'll flex good games to later times, but I feel like they should just get this into a good time slot. I mean, this is a good game, and it's going to be a great game to watch. So I'm excited. I'm probably not going to be able to watch it, so that's disappointing. But I have the Steelers probably taking it in this one. You know, I have to go with my Steelers. Losing Devin Bush is big, but I think the run defense is going to bottle up Derrick Henry pretty well. And Ryan Tannehill is going to find out that the Steelers' passing attack, or pass defense, I should say, is also really good. So hopefully we can bottle up Derrick Henry and reality check Ryan Tannehill. He's been playing lights out recently. So I say the Steelers scored 30 points here and the Titans scored 28. It's going to be like down on the wire. But the Steelers' offense has scored 26 points or more in every single game. I think they're averaging about 30 points a game or 31 through the 5 games. So I think the Steelers' offense will score a good amount on this defense as well. Chase Claypool is obviously looking great. Juju has not been involved very much since week 3, but James Conner's been doing decent, and Deontay Johnson will make a return into the lineup this week. So I'm excited for this game. I'm excited, whatever the outcome is. I know the Steelers are going to play lights out. So moving on to, oh my God, what a terrible game. The Cowboys versus the football team. You know which one I'm talking about. This one, I'm going to go with the Cowboys right away. I think this is going to be a big bounce back week for them. The football team, you know which one I'm talking about. Its defense is actually, it's a decent, and I wouldn't say that the Cowboys can come in here and just win right away, like blow them out kind of thing, but they're going to beat them long term. I think throughout the game, they're going to get the advantage over the football team. You know what I'm talking about. I think the Cowboys can muster up 24 points this week, and the football team, you know which one I'm talking about, scores 17. Moving on to the Bills and the Jets. Man, the Jets are about to be 0-7. This is a great game for the Bills. Basically the same thing for the Cowboys. You need a rebound after the loss last week, and the Bills played an okay game. Josh Allen wasn't the best. He threw for like a record low, like 125 passing yards. It was kind of bad. But this is the Jets team, and I don't know what's up with them, but I don't think that they're going to beat the Bills here. I just don't think it's going to happen. The Bills, after losing 2 straight, are like, all right, we need to prove to everyone. I know it's a bad team, but we need to win a game just to get our confidence back. And this is the game you need to do that. So I think the Bills go in here with this offense, score 38 points on the Jets. The Jets can only get 10, and it's not looking good for the Jets. And we're moving on to the Panthers-Saints game. The Panthers are at 3-3. The Saints are at 3-2, coming off of that bye week. Michael Thomas, barring him punching somebody else this week, will start on Sunday, so that's good. Good to have him back, and I hope everything goes good with the team. It's not good when that situation happens, but hopefully he learned from it, and the two guys, I don't have to not apologize, but just realize, listen, we're on a team. We're going for one goal, and let's just go achieve that goal. So I'm going to say the Saints, after a bye week, are going to come in here. They're going to probably ruffle the feathers of the Panthers, which don't have feathers. And the Saints are going to score 32 points. The Panthers, 26. Moving on to the Packers-Texans. Packers, man, what happened? It was going good. Aaron Rodgers doing that little, 3-pump thing, right? And then it was just downhill. Downhill from there. The Buccaneers absolutely ran the table on that game. And as a Packer team, you just got to be like, what the heck just happened? We just let that happen. We let this old man, Tom Brady, show us up like that. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. You're going against an easy Texans team. New head coach, Romeo Crennel, and they did have a good game last week where they put up 30-plus points. And, I could talk about the overtime rules all day, about how bad they are, and they should get an opportunity to match the touchdown that was scored. This is common sense, I feel, that the NFL needs to fix the overtime rules. Okay, we had a Super Bowl where the other team never got a chance to possess the football, and I think it's just so overpowered. giving a team an opportunity to score. And my argument is, if a game goes to overtime, most likely there was a good amount of scoring. We want to see both teams score again, as fans, and we want the teams, to play still. In overtime, basically, if you win the coin toss, all you have to do is go and score a touchdown. You win the game. You never even have the offense hold the ball again. So it doesn't make sense to me. I think that both teams should have an opportunity to match, just like the field goal. If you receive the ball first, you go down, you kick a field goal, the other team has an opportunity to match it, the game will continue, next score wins. Love it. Now you get it, you score a touchdown, they don't get to match it. They should be able to go back out on offense, try to get that touchdown. If they do, next score wins. Field goal would win it. Anything could win it. So I think that they just need to make that switch, and they need to fix the overtime rules. It just doesn't even make sense. Like, why wouldn't you have the field goal thing the same as the touchdown? It doesn't make sense. Essentially, you'd be adding a whole nother quarter, but not really though, because after somebody scores a touchdown, they have to match it. If they go 3 and out, the game's over. So it would just make it interesting, and I think give a shot for both teams. And we want to see more football. So I just feel like the Texans shouldn't have lost, In that touchdown for the Titans, A.J. Brown, it was iffy to send him to overtime. It was iffy. His knee's kind of down. It's kind of not down. It's like, but you know how the NFL goes. Got to stick with the call on the field, so that's what they did. And, Texans lost, and it's not looking great for them. And, you just got to keep your head up because it's not looking good down the stretch, and you're probably not going to go to the playoffs this year. And it's definitely disappointing. And but the bright side is you have Deshaun Watson, and he is a phenomenal quarterback. And no matter who he's throwing to, they got a good bunch of receivers there. It's no DeAndre Hopkins, but they got a good bunch who apparently they're going to trade all of them. I don't know. They're all on the trade market, so they say. But just keep your head high, and it'll get better. This just isn't your year, and I hate to have to do this, but you're not going to win this game. The Packers are coming out probably upset, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be like the relax Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm going to play lights out, and they're going to win. It's going to be a high-scoring game probably, although the Packers defense is pretty good. I think it's going to be 40 points for the Packers and 34 for the Texans. Moving on to the Browns-Bengals. And this is a game where the Browns get to come back. Look at all these teams that lost last week are going to come back and win. And almost. But the good teams anyways. I'm saying the Browns are semi-good. I'm not saying they're great, but they're okay. But against the Steelers, I had no doubts in my mind that they were going to blow them out of the water just like they did. The Bengals are pretty bad. Joe Burrow honestly looks pretty good. He's got that thing, although I think Justin Herbert is looking like the best quarterback right now, but Joe Burrow's still pretty good. The Browns are going to come back. They're going to score 27 points. The Bengals are going to score 21 points. It's not going to be pretty, but at least the Browns do come out of there with a win. That's what they need. I said in a TikTok, I don't think that they're going to be a playoff team. It could happen. There's 7 seeds this year, so it's definitely possible. But they're not going to be higher than third in that division. All right, the Steelers and Ravens are fighting for first, and they're fighting for third. So moving on to the Lions and the Falcons. This is a tale of two teams that love to blow leads. The Falcons coming off their first W last week and in a very nice fashion. A lot of points were scored. I'm saying that the Falcons can do that again. Matt Ryan is going to have another lights out kind of day. There's no Dan Quinn holding them back. And yeah, I actually feel bad that Dan Quinn got fired. I actually liked him in the GM there. They brought their team to a Super Bowl. It's just it hasn't worked out for them. And, I'm not surprised that they got fired, but it's a little upsetting. Imagine, this is like crazy into the future, but Eric Bieniemy, right, the Chiefs offensive coordinator that should have already had a job. Imagine if he goes to the Falcons with this offense. That would be crazy. He's a great offensive mind, and if he was to go to that team to be the head coach, because he's up for a head coaching job. Could have had one last year. He's stuck with the Chiefs. But this next season, I think he'll get one, and that could be one of the landing spots. I'd want to go there to coach Matt Ryan. Todd Gurley's on a one-year deal, but he might get re-signed there. You never know. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. That seems like a good offense to me. The Falcons are going to score 38 points. The Lions, 28. Moving on to the Seahawks Cardinals. Cardinals coming off a win. Seahawks coming off a bye. I'm hoping that the Seahawks do lose, right? And the Steelers win. That would be the only undefeated team. I never thought I'd see the day. But I think the Seahawks are going to win this game. I do. Coming off the bye, they're going to get all that practice in, and, you know, in terms of health, everyone's rested and well ready to go. Sometimes people say it's not good for the bye because you get stale and you don't have the momentum. But the Cardinals are coming off of a big game where they just were able to do a lot of stuff and scored a lot of points. So it's going to be a good game. And you know, I seen this meme today. The Seahawks will keep anyone like in the game. It doesn't matter if they're playing the Chiefs or they're playing the Jets, that they will keep them within points. And it's funny and it's true. That's why I think this could be a close game. Okay, I think this could be a really close game. I'm saying the Seahawks are going to score probably 35 points, but the Cardinals are also going to score 34 points. I'm going to put it within 1 point, although it's going to probably be within 5 points, but the Seahawks are going to throw a 95-yard touchdown to end it to DK. Seems like they can do that every week. So, yeah, the Seahawks come out 6-0. I'm kind of rooting for them, but kind of hoping the Steelers are the last undefeated team as well. 49ers, Patriots. Patriots coming off a tough loss last week. Man, anytime you lose to a team that only kicks field goals, it just hurts. It just really hurts. I remember when the Steelers did that to the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I was like, that's crazy. And the Steelers, that was a time where they had Bell, and he might have been hurt that season because he was hurt like a lot and only went into like a one postseason with us. But I think that was the season that he was there. I'm pretty sure. But that, regardless, they had Brown and they had Ben. It was the Killer Bees, and Boswell was a kicker, and he scored 18 points for us. And there was some James Harrison at the end of the game. It was either a sack or something crazy. This is like a while ago, like probably 5 years almost now. Crazy how time flies. Yeah, because that was the divisional round, we beat them, went to the Patriots and lost. And that's when they went to the Super Bowl against the Falcons, I believe. So, yeah, we're at the 49ers and the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots. It's in Foxborough, and I'm sure that Bill Belichick did not have a fun week with the team. I'm sure it was a lot of hard work. He's a great coach, and Cam Newton, hadn't played in 2 weeks, and this is him coming back from that, and not a lot of practice with the teams because of all the COVID stuff going on. So it was tough for them when they played the Broncos. Now, it didn't affect the Titans when they couldn't practice, but different teams. The Titans are probably better than the Patriots right now. But I think that the Patriots at home, semi-primetime game at 4 o'clock, are going to win this game. Cam Newton's probably going to score 3 touchdowns, and I think the Patriots can put up 28 points, and the 49ers will probably put up 21 points. I don't think the 49ers offense is that great. George Kittle is good. Deebo Samuel had a good game last week, and Jimmy Garoppolo was decent, but we'll see how this team progresses throughout the season. They're 3-3 right now, and that's the toughest division to be in. Is the NFC East. So We'll see. But I think the Patriots can take it this week. I think they can. I think they're going to rebound under Bill Belichick and go to 3-3. Now moving on to the Jaguars and the Chargers. I'm going to pick the Chargers right off the bat. Jags probably tanking for Trevor, although I love Gardner Minshew. They're probably tanking for Trevor. And I think it would be a good opportunity for them to get a guy like that. And they're going to have a new head coach coming next season. Doug Marrone has had some success with his team. Unfortunately, you just can't have this many bad seasons in a row. And the ability not to keep the team together is pretty crazy. You know, we look back at that 17 team that made a run almost to the Super Bowl. That team is completely decimated. And you could say it's not his fault, but ultimately I have to look at the coaches when stuff like this happens. I think Myles Jack is the only member of that defense from 2017, which was amazing, left on that team. And then you look at the offense, and it's even probably worse. So I don't think Doug Marrone can keep his job. I love the Chargers right now. I think Justin Herbert's he looks really good. I enjoy watching him play. Was not like my favorite quarterback out of this draft. My favorite was Jalen Hurts. I thought the Steelers were going to get him. I hate the Eagles for that, taking him in the second round. But he wasn't even a guy that was like, yeah, I think this guy's going to be really good. And he's been really good. I think the Chargers score 28 points here, and the Jaguars score 20. Moving on. Chargers moved to 2-4, but moving on. Chiefs, Broncos. Broncos coming off a big win. I mean, they got Drew Lock back, and I think that's huge. I think Melvin Gordon's going to be out a few weeks, right? He had the injury, and then that whole incident with the DWI or whatever happened. But Chiefs are just too good here. They're in Mile High Stadium, but it doesn't matter. It's the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes. They're probably going to score like 34 points, and the Broncos are going to score like 17. And we're moving on to the Broncos-Raiders. I'm excited for the Raiders. I'm excited. Mixed feelings because I thought they were going to be good, and then I thought they were going to be bad, and then I thought they were going to be good. And John Gruden, he traded everyone away when he got there, and I was like, what are you doing? You can't trade Khalil Mack away. But he made it work. Josh Jacobs is a stud at running back. Jonathan Abram, he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. He's a fun safety to watch. He's definitely a lights out safety. And that other guy that they drafted 4th overall, I can't think of his name, but he's not making a huge impact. But I mean, I don't watch a lot of Raiders games, so I don't know, and I don't even know what his run stop because he's a defensive end, but you don't just need sacks as a defensive end to be good. I'll give him that, but he doesn't get a lot of sacks. So Buccaneers big week last week, and I think this might be an upset for them. They're going to come in here confident, and the Raiders, they're coming off a bye, and they're coming off a game where they beat the Chiefs. So to say that the Buccaneers are any different, sure, the Buccaneers are better on defense, but that Chiefs offense, and the Buccaneers offense is good, but the Chiefs offense, though, Patrick Mahomes, they beat Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Tom Brady is not anywhere near Patrick Mahomes' level, especially right now. So it could be an upset, but I'm going to stick with the Bucs. I think that they're the best option for me because I want to get to 16-0 in a week, right? Although I can't get to 16-0 because people are on a bye. There's 2 games that are on a bye, so or like 4 teams, so like two games, yeah. So 14-0. So I'm gonna go with the Bucs. This is Sunday Night Football. I'm gonna be excited for this week to watch this. I think the Bucs can realistically probably score 24, 28 points this week, and the Raiders are going to be right there. Put them within a point, 27 or 23. It's going to be a close game. Like I said, I could see the Raiders upsetting the Buccaneers here quite easily, but at the same time, I think the Bucs defense should pull through. Moving on to the Monday night game, a lot's riding on this game for the Rams anyways. I mean, the Bears too, but so much more the Rams because of the division they're in. The Cardinals are 4-2. The 49ers are 3-3. Could have improved to 4-3. And obviously the Seahawks are undefeated right now. So this is big, and this is a tough team. The Bears are 5-1, and congratulations, Bears. You've regained the playoff Bears from 2 seasons ago. You know, you're not going to be that team that went to the playoffs and then never goes back, like the Jaguars did with their run. They're making it work, and Matt Nagy is making it work. And this Bears defense is really good. And Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP. So do with that what you must. I'm always going to root for Mitch Trubisky. I know a lot of people make fun of him, but I always root for him. And the same with Blake Bortles, another guy a lot of people just hate on. And I'll be just like, yeah, go ahead, and I hope you do great. So sucks for Mitch Trubisky, but guess what? Nick Foles is the guy. I think the Rams are going to come out with a victory, though. The Bears are good, but this Rams offense, when it's playing good and when Jared Goff's playing good, is a really good offense. And I think this is going to be one of those weeks because Jared Goff's kind of up and down. This is the up week for Jared Goff. So good defense, but I think they're going to make it work this week. The Rams, it's going to be a tight game because that defense will keep them in check. I think that the Rams come out of here 24 to the Bears 20. So it's going to be a good game, and you know what? Could be worse. I'm excited for Monday Night Football. I'm excited for Sunday Night Football. I'm not really excited for Thursday Night Football, but it's honestly a game with playoff implications so early in the season. So that's it. We'll do another video next week. The Ravens, the Dolphins, and the Vikings and Colts are all on byes. We will recap how I did next week. Hopefully it's perfect, As always, hope it's perfect. And, not sponsored by Stewart's yet, so that's kind of a bummer. And the next video I do probably will be from my room because this bay in the garage is going to have a car because it's kind of cold now, and we want to get the cars in the garage for the winterize them. So get a view of this because this is probably not going to be the view you see next week. It's going to be my room, which is completely yellow. It's all Steelers stuff and other cool stuff. So you're not going to be, this is a cool background. I might not have the jerseys hanging up anymore. I might figure a way how to do that. But, you got like cool signs and cool lights, and these signs that I found in my yard, in my backyard. Yeah, don't worry about that, guys. That's all I got for this week. And I hope you guys win fantasy. I'm not doing good in fantasy right now. One league is all I'm doing good in. One league. I am 4-1 or 5-1 in that league. I'm 1 or 2. I think I'm 1 overall. And then my league where I'm a commish, I'm last. I'm 1-5. That sucks. It sucks. And I thought I was going to win last week, and then the Cowboys and Amari Cooper and if that wasn't enough, Kenny Drake at the end. Why'd you have to do that to me? He was starting Kenny Drake and Amari Cooper and Andy Dalton. So it was just like that last touchdown really got me. And then it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Sad. That's what it is. It's very sad. So I hope that goes well, guys. I hope you guys win, unlike me. And I will see you guys next week. Hope your team wins unless you guys are facing the Steelers. I don't know any Titans fans, not a single one. I've never met a Titans fan, although I follow one on YouTube. That's about it. I'll see you guys next week.